G'day, I'm Justin Amor from Just Wild NZ, and this short video is all about caring for your number one investment, your boots. If you look after your boot, it will look after you. Before I take out any boot, whether it's nubuck or even top grade leather, I make sure that I apply whatever the manufacturer specifies. Now, there's a saying that 1 pound on the foot can equal 4 to 5 pounds weight on the back. I've broken out into the tops. So making sure that that boot is waterproof and the Gore-Tex is breathable as much as possible. Wow, why wouldn't you? When we invest so much on the lightest and strongest gear, this is where it starts. Number one investment is the boot. Now, the good old Kiwi way is to dump those boots in the corner uncleaned. If you're feeling that way, don't be shy to clean them with the laces on and the inner sole in. Woohoo! This could be more of an intermittent kind of clean between your maximum clean out where you want to really look after your boot. Once I've removed the laces and the sole, that's when I get stuck in with one of these soft bristle brush. Give it a good clean. Now, if you needed to go the extra mile with just a touch of dishwashing biodegradable soap, then make sure that you give it another rinse with cold water. For normal day-to-day use, cold water will suffice. Now, if I'm cleaning these in the rivers, I make sure I clean the boot in the river that I've been hunting, just to make sure that I'm not spreading any contaminants from one river to another. Once I'm happy with the boot, I make sure while I clean that I'm inspecting all the seams, all the stitches, all the paneling, looking for wear and just making sure that I'm looking after it. Drying this boot correctly is absolutely vital. I know that when you're in a hut, it's tempting to put your wet boots next to that hot fire, but do not do this. We all know what happens when we introduce wet leather to a heat source, and that shrinking can happen, which will distort the boot, and things like deterioration around the ram, the seams, the extra paneling. When you're out there, one of the best methods is the good old newspaper. Stuff them in there, upside down, let them dry naturally away from a heat source, keeping it in a dry, darkish area with perhaps a little bit of breeze, but not direct sunlight. Or when at home, these Peet dryers are a great investment. Just pop the boot on there, sole out. With this double set, you can introduce the slightest amount of warmth or just full air. Now, once that boot's dry and we've identified whether it's nubuck leather or full grain leather, that will determine how we treat the boot. When it comes to Zamberlan and this cleaning kit, spray is used for nubuck leather, the paste is used for full grain leather. Now, when it comes to nubuck leather, what I'll do before I initially take them on the hill, I'm happy with the clean, I'll give it a bit of a brush with the Zamberlan brush from the care kit. Just working over the seams, just working all the nubuck as if to activate it. And just to allow that coarseness just to stand up a little bit more. Now, this is done before I apply the spray. Now, applying the spray about 20 centimeters away or so. Just a light mist. Making sure I'm getting in here in the tongue. And that's it. Set aside to dry. On a single coat of spray, we're only talking 15 minutes or so, and then you're good to go. If I'm taking a boot like this into the mountains or Fiordland, I may apply 2 to 3 coats. Now, when it comes to full grain leather, top leather, simply apply, and then with a separate brush or cloth, just work in that paste, making sure that I'm working it into the seams, preferably with the laces out. Once it's dry, laces go back in and the sole, and then you're good to go. Make sure when you're cleaning it that you're also cleaning the sole, keeping the full integrity of 100% structure of this, your boot. You've done everything you need to do. Now it's about storing them correctly. Again, we want to make sure they're stored in a cool, dark place, not in direct sunlight. Or some manufacturers have these handy boot bags. Thanks so much for watching this short tutorial video on how to care for your boots. I hope it's been helpful. Make sure you protect your investment because it's here to look after you. I'll see you again soon.